It starts quietly, like a thought that refuses to sit still, shimmering at the edge of your awareness. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes you'll see why your mind works the way it does, and why it's not a burden, but a rare form of depth that most people never touch. Sometimes the world feels too loud for someone like you, too fast, too surface level. You walk into a room, and before anyone speaks, you've already read the atmosphere, sensed the tension, noticed the small tremor in someone's voice. Maybe you've wondered why you feel everything in layers, like emotions stacked on top of memories, stacked on top of the stories you tell yourself at 2 a.m. when the night feels honest. A soft, painterly image, a dimly lit study, warm, golden lamp, thick brushstrokes capturing dust floating in the air as you sit quietly with your thoughts. Thoughts that move like slow rivers. Deep thinking often comes from living life with open senses, but it can also be shaped by early experiences, growing up observing instead of speaking, or feeling safer in imagination than in chaos. Psychologists talk about metacognition, thinking about your thinking. You do this naturally. You replay conversations, analyze motives, notice patterns that others overlook. Another layer is hyper-reflection, the tendency to scan your inner world with the precision of a spotlight. And then there's high sensitivity, a nervous system tuned to subtlety, like a violin string responding to the faintest vibration. Research shows that deep thinkers often exhibit stronger default mode network activity, the part of the brain tied to introspection and meaning-making. You see it in your everyday life. You hesitate before answering, not because you don't know, but because you're turning the idea around like a stone in your hands. You feel drained after small talk, because your mind craves depth the way lungs crave air. You get lost in long tangents, stitching together threads of ideas that others assume are unrelated. You overthink texts, pauses, silences, filling the blank spaces with entire novels. You dream in metaphors, waking up with images instead of conclusions. Coming up, the single reflex deep thinkers use that protects them but also isolates them. But first, notice a quiet moment. A semi-realistic painted forest path at dusk, branches glowing amber, your footsteps slow and deliberate. This is how your mind moves. Carefully, purposefully, taking the long way because the long way reveals more truth. Deep thinkers often develop what clinicians call an internalized observer, a part of you that watches your own life from a slight distance. It's why you can describe your feelings with unusual clarity, yet still struggle to express them aloud. It's why you sometimes feel like the narrator of your own story instead of the main character. And it's why you can sense emotional undercurrents even when others deny they exist. Sometimes I wonder, do you ever feel older inside than your age suggests midway through the day? A painterly close-up of your face near a window, soft light sliding across your skin, your eyes tracing raindrops. This is how deep thinkers rest, by wandering inward, turning silence into company. Coming up, the small habit that quietly sabotages your relationships. Here's the emotional turning point. Imagine a garden inside your chest. Most people only see the surface, the calm soil, the gentle breeze. But beneath it, roots twist and expand, reaching far beyond what the eye can catch. Your thoughts are these roots, entangled, alive, stretching toward understanding. Beautiful, but sometimes overwhelming. When you care with your whole system. When you hurt, the pain echoes through every chamber of this inner garden. And when you love, it is with a depth that scares even you. The habit that isolates deep thinkers is retreating. When emotions rise, instead of speaking, you withdraw into inner corridors where everything feels clearer but lonelier. You disappear into your thoughts, assuming others will sense your silence. They rarely do. A warm, moody interior appears. You sitting on a textured couch, thick strokes of paint capturing the flicker of candlelight. The atmosphere is intimate, like a quiet confession to yourself. But depth doesn't have to be a hiding place. It can be a bridge if you learn how to use it. 3 small practices can help. First, the grounding question. What is the simple version of this feeling? Second, the boundary sentence. I need a moment to think, but I'm not leaving the conversation. Third, the micro ritual. A deep breath, a hand on your heart, touching the edge of a table to return to your body. A soft outdoor scene emerges. A lone figure walking through a painted meadow, the wind moving like slow brushstrokes. The sky glows warm, as if your inner world has stepped outside itself for a moment. You are not broken. This makes sense. A mind that sees so much needs time, needs softness, needs spaces where it's allowed to wander without being rushed. There is nothing wrong with being someone who thinks deeply. The world needs people like you. People who can see patterns before they become problems. People who can sense emotions before they form into words. People who can turn ordinary moments into stories. You've carried this depth for years, maybe since childhood, without fully realizing it was a strength. But now, let it be one. Let it illuminate instead of isolate. Let it connect instead of conceal. Because the truth is simple. Your mind is a lantern. Slow, warm, steady. And every time you choose to share even a small part of what's inside you, the room brightens. Walk with that light. Speak with that light. You were never meant to think shallow. You were meant to feel the world in color. And today, finally, you get to call that a gift.